Okay, everybody, I've got something very special for you. I recently interviewed the fantastic MayKing, and we're talking about FOMO marketing. So what I've done is I've chopped up the interview and I've broken it down and I've picked out some of the best bits. And in this episode, I'm going to play to you a little highlight from the interview. MayKing is a fantastic person, so full of energy, and it was an absolute delight to interview her. If you want to go find out more, it's at MayKing T. You can easily go and find her on all of the socials. Please do go and say hi and say that you came from Boostly. FOMO marketing is very, very, very important when it comes to organic reach of your brand. This interview delves into that and much, much more. So sit back, relax wherever you are tuning in from for the daily episode of the Boostly podcast. If this is the first time that you've tuned into one, head to boostly.co.uk/podcast. You'll get over 250 episodes of daily goodness. And if you come from there, you can subscribe so you can get alerts and notifications every day when a new video goes live. Okay, let's flip the screen. Next person that you hear from will be MayKing.
If the majority of your guests and your future potential guests aren't using social media, then let's go super old school here and rely on the phone, or even better, handwriting a letter to your previous guests to tell them about things that are going on. Like, use it as a proper pen pal. And also as well, as you're doing that, when you're doing the handwritten letter, the handwritten note, the email or the phone call, always bearing in mind that thing that I say to every single one of you, but do you know anyone? It is super prevalent and very, very powerful. So if I was writing to you, Jill, there'd be something along the lines of, if you can't make to see us this year, for whatever reason, if you know anybody, then do you know anybody that would like to come and stay with us? Again, if you know any friend or family member, because that way it is a peer recommendation, and they'll be able to go, oh, so I've got a friend, would love the property, love the area. And again, I feel by going old school, then you don't have to rely on social media. So
one thing I will say is that, we had many years of junk mail, just throw it out, didn't we? But now we want to see the post that's slightly different. So if you are going to write a letter, make it different, put it in a different coloured envelope. And if you could potentially, get some, compelling photographs to showcase what you do. If you don't have computer skills, you may have, relatives who might be able to help you, but there's, a fabulous website called canva.com. A lot of it's free. You can create an amazing flyer, and put some really good quality photographs in there to assist you to make that letter really truly stand out. And if you are, Mark talked about the phone call. I mean, that's such a great idea. Who do you know? I think that's something that you could definitely do to try and stand out.
Yeah, definitely. And Jill's has been back in the Zoom chat saying her target market, busy professionals coming together with friends or family, don't like to spend time on social media. Totally get that. So again, if it is the business professionals, think about, look on, say that you've got a couple of bookings, say you've got 10 bookings, and you've noticed a very trend on where people are, etc. So say that you notice that there's one town or city that is getting 80% of your bookings, then what you could do is you could focus on that area. And if they don't spend time on social media, well, what are they reading? So maybe there's a magazine, maybe there's a newspaper. Could you then contact that local press? Because press right now, printed press, are dying for people to spend money in their papers, etc. Could you put an advert in there? Could you do something in the classifieds, etc.? Again, try and get in their eye line. If they're not on social media, it doesn't mean it's impossible. There's loads of different ways to do it. Like MayKing said, make it stand out. Don't send some, and if you are going to post them off, don't do it in a boring white envelope. Do it in a nice, colourful, something that makes you want to open it. It's the same as anything. Just like on social media, make it stand out. Make it stand out amongst all those bills. which is really important.
One thing to add to what Mark said was, if you do approach local magazines, they're looking for writers. So if you can do a write-up and get something in there, that will really help. And again, it's not really about you. It's about your local area, if that makes sense. So, it depends on what they're wanting from you. If it is an advertorial, then of course it is about you. But if it's something about the local area, that's something that you could probably use as well.
Having a blast, gonna get it on the Bruce Lee podcast. Bruce Lee like Bruce Lee, cause it's so hard and the T is loose leaf. Making up those rhymes, don't write it, just do it loosely.